Hey y'all, it's Dan for Numerical Lion. That's the name of my new YouTube channel. I'm coming at you from a secret, undisclosed location to talk about the secret, undisclosed practice until now called gematria. Gematria is the ancient occult practice of coding numbers into words. Letters are numbers, numbers are letters. Check out my blog, daniellionsden.blogspot.com, where I use gematria to reveal the false reality in which we live in. And it's only through gematria do you realize how scripted your reality is. So I saw this on ESPN, 30th anniversary of the death of Hank Gathers. And I remember Hank Gathers. He was somewhat of a fixture for me and my friends. We emulated their style of play of Loyola Marymount, of the rush down the court quickly and throw up a three-pointer and go as quick as possible and push the pace and press. We really liked that style. It was really fun, and it was really sad to hear about Hank Gathers dying. All the potential he had, all the potential of that team that went into the tournament, went pretty far in the tournament. Little did I know that this was another case of murder by numbers. So this video here is 4 minutes and 3 seconds, or 43, the reflection of 34. He died on 3-4. And here he is, Hank Gathers. His real name, Eric Wilson Gathers Jr., born on February 11th, 1967 in Philadelphia, died in Los Angeles, California, March 4th, 1990. And he's 6'7", and he was buried on March 12th, about 8 days later. So let's look at the decode here. He was born on 2/11 or 11/2. Hank Gathers equals 112, just like when he was born. Hank equals 34, died on 3/4, 34, that number of murder. Murder 34. He was born on the 42nd day of the year, like the N word. Also, Gathers equals 42. I'll show you that later on. The 42nd day of the year. And I always have to have this coded into the story. The N word. They're building a statue for him. He died at age 23. 86 and 76 blood sacrifice numbers. Dead equals 14. His last play was an alley-oop where he dunked it. Dunk is 14. Blood sacrifice 86 and 76. Blood sacrifice 86 and 76. Right, he's 6'7". Pronounced dead at the hospital at something 55. Blood sacrifice 257. The 55th prime. Getting ahead of myself, but say he died on a day with 97 numerology. Of course, death equals 97. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and died in Los Angeles, California, both 118. Look at that, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 118. Los Angeles, California, 118. And of course, we know this as the death number in Jewish gematria. Death, 118. Died on a day with 97 numerology. Death, 97. He collapsed on 3-4, murder, 34, with 13:34 left on the clock, right? Against the Portland Pilots. Portland Pilots equals 79. Kind of like murder. Portland Pilots. Look at that. 79, also 187, like the homicide code, just like murder. Also that iconic 74, like killing, like Masonic, like gematria. And 191, the 43rd prime, like how long the video is, 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Also killing equals 43 if you spell it correctly. And 74. So he collapsed a yard or two away from Pilots point guard Eric Spoelstra, which is pretty interesting. He's the head coach of the Miami Heat right now. He just scored on a dunk on an alley-oop pass from Terrell Lowry to put the Lions up 25-13. And then 13 seconds later, while positioned around midcourt in the Lions' full court press, he collapsed. 13 seconds later, the Pilots had 13 points. It was on a day with 13 numerology. Just a coincidence, I guess. So he scored their 25th point, right? Death equals 25, right? And 38. 25 and 13 is 38. And Gathers. Look at Gathers and collapsed. Remember I mentioned he was born on the 42nd day of the year. The N-word, 42. Gathers 78, collapsed 87, the reflection thereof. Gathers 33, collapsed 33. Gathers 42, collapsed 42. Also, this was the WCCC tournament, the Western Conference something tournament. You spell it correctly. That equals 181, right? 181, the 42nd prime. Gathers 42. Born on the 42nd day of the year, the N-word 42, also 73, that sacrifice number along with 170. Sacrifice 73 and 170, right? And I noticed he died in the year 1990, which is 199. You don't count the zero. Oops. I need to do that. 199, 46, just like sacrifice. What a tangled web we weave. His name is written on the statue. Eric Hank Gathers, 87. Just like collapse, just like the reflection of Gathers. Also, the guy next to him, his last words, I don't want to lay down. 78. Just like Gathers, just like the reflection of 87, just like the reflection of his name. And he was near this guy, Eric Spoelstra, equals 78. Eric equals 25, like death. And Spoelstra equals 118. We talked about that number, 118, the death number. Also where he was born and where he died, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Los Angeles, California. Spoelstra 118. So this guy threw him an alley-oop for a dunk. Terrell Lowry, 163. You've seen that number many times. It's a prime number. The 38th prime. Right? Alley-oop equals 38. Murder, 38. Death, killing, 38. And alley-oop also equals 34. Dead on 3/4. Score was a combined 38 points. Right? Look at dead and dunk. This is the last points he scored on a dunk. Dunk 14, dead 14, dead 22, dunk 22. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and died of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, both 125. Born in 67, he went to Loyola Marymount. 67, also 220, like dead, like dunk. Right? He stands 6'7". Of course, 6'7", his blood sacrifice number. And his last score was on a dunk on the 22nd day of his age. February 11th, March 4th, 22 days. All right. And basketball also, I believe, equals 22. All right, I X'd out of that. Basketball, 22 as well. Just like the Loyola Marymount. Marymount, also 185, like basketball. Look at Loyola Marymount and basketball, 185. And Hank Gathers' full name, I think, equals 185 too. Hank Hank Eric Gathers. Oh, maybe it's his full name. Let's look that up quickly here. Hank Gathers. Oh, Eric Wilson Hank Gathers Jr. Oh, maybe not, but 132, which is 33 times 4. He's got that 33 in his name. What else were we doing? Oh, 22, right? So he wore number 44, kill 44, right? That kill number. Kill 44. An appropriate number. Also African American. African American in the septenary cipher. Cipher I don't use very often, but that equals 44. And the 116 is interesting too because he dead on a day with 116 numerology. African American 116, right? So that is applicable. Dead on the 63rd day of the year. He was a power forward. 63 as well. He was their one low post threat. You know. So rest in peace to this man, Hank Gathers, who died by the code. I'm talking about how the family won a wrongful death lawsuit. I think they got $1.4 million or something. You know, and I'm sure there was some malfeasance in there. They weren't concerned really about his health. They wanted the team to win. And they don't care about black people. You know, they don't care about anybody, really. The people that run things don't care about anybody except themselves. And even still, they kill their own. So that'll do it. I'm sure there's much more. But rest in peace to Hank Gathers. Their style of play at Loyola Marymount was an inspiration to me and a lot of my friends as far as playing basketball. A real fun way to play. And this death at the time touched me deeply. And had I known the code, I would have thought differently about what happened. You know, when you don't know this code, you think, oh my God, what an awful tragedy, and that's awful. But when you know it, you understand that these people are ritually murdered, you know, for the cabal. All right, well, thanks so much. Please spread this knowledge far and wide. Thank you.